Let's talk about personal branding. Well, it's a state of mind. That's what you'll hear frequently. But the sooner you realize that you are a brand and that you need to integrate all of the elements of your communication to make it unified, the better. There's really just two basics. I tried to make this as simple as possible. Part number one is it's not how well you are known, it's what you are known for. I'll get into a little detail on that. And it's not about you, it's about who your client is. And if you go to some of the websites I'm going to show you, you'll find out that the way they really phrase this is it's really more about who you serve. And a lot of people just don't like that language. What do you mean, who I serve? I don't serve anybody. Well, you do, really. If you think about it, I think most of you, if not all of you, are gainfully employed. You do work. What do you do with the work that you do? You have output. Where does it go? Who does it go to? That's who you serve. Whoever you hand over your work to or send it to, that's who you serve, and you have to start understanding it in that regard. So, again, I'll go into more detail here. So start off with what you are known for. What are your values, your passions and belief? Passion is becoming an incredibly important element in the whole job search process and the way that you're evaluated. So you're going to hear the word passion quite a bit. Your vision, your purpose, it's almost like writing your own mission statement. What are your key attributes? Do you know how to identify your strengths and your values? What is the value that you deliver in the work that you do? So just in blue, just some of the language to get you thinking about, this is what I'm good at doing. This is all going to be part and parcel to your resume as well. This is the kind of information you have to convey to people. So that's where it gets critically important. Another way to look at that is, what do you excel in? What are you the go-to person for? When something comes up at work, they call you. Would you grab one each of those, please? And I really like this next line. What gap would your company be faced with if you left? Well, they'd never let me go, or if I walk out of here, they're really going to be in trouble. Okay, so if that's the way you think, and you all should be thinking some element of that, if that's what you think, what is it? What's the hole that they're going to have a hard time filling? That's the kind of language, that's the kind of information, that's the kind of value that you need to deliver to a company. That's what they really need to understand as you're beginning to think more and more about how to position yourself. This is all marketing speak, and I know a lot of people don't like that, especially if you're an engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm a BSEE with an MBA in marketing and law, so I kind of cross that border. But these are the kind of things that you need to be thinking about as you go forward. And I hope it goes without saying, if you have any questions about anything as we go through this, please raise your hand, let me know, because we have plenty of time to cover all of this. So this is what you are known for. Does this make sense? Understood? Well, let's get to the who your client is. Who do you serve? Not language people are comfortable with, but it is about serving others, and it's about when you serve others and you do a good job at what you do, your sphere of influence dramatically increases. And more people get to know who you are, and you touch more people in more ways as you improve the ability of your work. So it's all about increasing visibility. And then the more you help others, it's a two-way street. The more you help others, they help you, and it gets to be just a larger and larger situation. So that's what these points are all about. And this final point, you'll see this in, I think it's Dan Schwabel's website. Make your manager look like a rock star. Well, you want to look like a rock star, but that's how you do it. If you can make your manager look successful, the reason they're successful is because you're successful. I was in marketing department. My background, I was 20 years with Hasbro, Milton Bradley, Parker Brothers, the toy and game company. And I was in marketing there for quite a while. I went through the whole product management, assistant product manager, associate product manager, senior product manager, director of product manager. So, but until I got up to the director point, I had my fingers in all the games that were in my area. And whether it was Candyland, Chutes and Ladders, Battleships, Simon, Monopoly, Yahtzee, all those games, I had a say in the product design, the packaging, all that stuff. And I really enjoyed that. And then I got promoted to director. And then I had a team of people reporting to me. And I didn't have that hands-on influence. I just had like approvals. We'd like to, this is what we want to do. This is how we're going. Oh, wow, how'd you come up with it? I wasn't part of really developing the games anymore. And I went into my manager, Larry, and I said, Larry, I really, enjoy moving up the ladder here, but I really feel like I've lost something. I've lost touch. I don't have that influence on the product anymore. And he said, is your team doing a good job? I said, yeah, they're doing a great job. He said, well, you don't work with product anymore. You're working with people, and your people are your product. And the more you help them and they are successful, the more successful you're going to be. And I guess that worked out because I worked up to a VP of marketing in that area and after he left. So it's all relative, but making your manager look like a rock star. At first it's like, what the heck is this all about? But the more you think about it, the better you do, the more value you deliver. This is all what your personal branding is all about, is being as specific about it as you possibly can. And then finally, really understanding the 3 C's of personal branding. It's like the 4 P's of marketing, but this is the 3 C's of personal branding. Clarity, consistency, and constancy. And if you have trouble understanding what this is about, just think of any major consumer packaged goods product. Just watch the Super Bowl tomorrow night and look at all those commercials. And what they first talk about is clarity of the message. You need to be very clear about who you are, what you do, the value you deliver, what you're all about. It's got to be clear. It's also got to be concise. Consistency. The message has to be the same over and over again. And constancy. You've got to be out there all the time. You can't go hiding in a corner. So this is all the elements of personal branding. Again, a lot of people very uncomfortable with this whole notion, but this is where the world is heading, and this is what the thinking that you need to put into it as you start developing your resume. And then for a little additional information, these are 3 really strong websites on personal branding. Dan Schwabel is, his publication Me 2.0 is top-selling book in this area, along with Bill Arruda and Meg Giuseppe. So just if you want to get a little more into this, here's some other perspectives and see how they position this type of information. The more you read it, the more you'll go, oh, okay, I can do this. I understand it. It takes a little while to get over it, but it's absolutely critically important. So